Hey guys, you're watching Sergio's Secret. Before I get started with today's video, please give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe button. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate it if you guys could, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe button, because why not? We're almost there. Today we're gonna be doing a car vlog. We're doing an iconic car vlog from last year. Remember last year when we were in quarantine and we would just do so many car vlogs? Like, that was my way to go through quarantine. For me, was sitting in the car and just talking to you guys, have a Starbucks drink, or sometimes I wouldn't even have a drink. I would show you my favorite items. I would talk about my worst luxury experiences in store, and it just brought back so many memories. And I have grown so much within the year, and I just decided to come back here and kind of around the same spots where I would come and film videos, which is in the Cedar Hill area. I would just love to be around Joe Pool Lake if you're from the area. And so right now I'm in Cedar Hill. I'm actually in the JCPenney parking lot. Kind of funny, kind of like but I'm being honest and transparent. And so I'm here in little JCPenney Cedar Hill parking lot, and I just want to talk to you guys. I want to talk about saying no and setting boundaries. And I know sometimes these videos that I post may not get they're not the most viewed videos, they're not the most watched video. One thing I will say about these videos is a lot of you guys have reached out to me via email, via DM, that these videos help you out a lot, especially the last one that I made, I think maybe like a month ago at the Galleria Mall parking lot. I made one about how to wear luxury items whenever you want to, and you shouldn't care what other people say. And I feel like I feel like maybe once or twice a month I do kind of a sit down car vlog. Obviously in my regular vlogs I vlog in my car, but it's not necessarily like a big chit chatty version. It's just like, oh, here we're about to go to TJ Maxx, we're about to go to Nordstrom, we're about to go to Bloomingdale's, and kiki it up and keep it moving. But I definitely did want to get back and make another video about kind of just talking about things. And this can apply to luxury, this can apply to coworkers, this can apply with family members. This particular situation I'm going to talk about happened very, very recently, and so I feel like this was a perfect example. I feel like God put me through that so I can come and I can show you guys this. So I definitely want to show you what I'm wearing today. So yes, Miss Thing, the Coach beat bag came through. I have been loving her. So this is the Coach beat bag that I've been using. I love her so much. I was just at Target, girl. I just bought some Tide Pods. I needed some, and every time I go I buy like 2 or 3 of them, because I really don't like to keep on restocking my stuff, and I just bought 2 packs. And the last time that I bought AirPods was when I first moved into my apartment, so they've actually been lasting me quite a long time. But I was at Target and I was at the Starbucks line. That's why I have my little venti chai tea latte right here. And one of the girls had the monogram version of it, and she was just walking and saying, oh my god, we have the same bag. She's like, oh my god, you do. And we were talking about how much we love our beat bags. And I don't know, I just wanted to tell you that. And I feel like her energy in the beginning was just kind of like but then when I started talking with her, her attitude and her aura just changed around her. So hopefully her day is great and going forward. But yeah, we have matching beat bags, but hers was just the one with the monogram, and I think the ones with the little bit of the carriage on it. And so yeah, me and her were living the beat fantasy. I'm wearing this Vinso top, a Aritzia t-shirt bodysuit, and then my Lana necklaces, and then the same watch. And then today I'm wearing my Tom Ford brown glasses. So now that we got all that out of the way, let me take a sip about the situation. And I was so proud of myself for doing it. And if any of my friends or anybody that attended that, I'm standing behind everything I say, and I'm never the type of person to ever take back or to ever apologize for the way I feel. The way I feel and the way I protect my energy and the way that I am, it is what it is. And I never really apologize for my mistakes unless if I really messed up. I will own up to a mistake if I made it, but if I feel some type of way and you don't like how I feel, that's on you, that's your problem, not myself. Obviously everything is case by case, but that's how I usually am, how I feel. And so let's go ahead and talk about the situation and what made me so proud of myself for doing that. And I think there's something that you can learn about saying no and walking away, and that's okay, and that you deserve better, and you don't need to put out with that. This week I had a dinner, right? It was a dinner, it was supposed to be kind of a get together to celebrate somebody's birthday. And in that birthday, it was me, and it was like 8 or 9 other people, and me and then this other person's boyfriend, we were sitting next to each other, right? And I was feeling myself. I was like, you know, I'm gonna have a good time, but I did know prior to me going to that dinner that I had plans with another person, with one of my close friends. He was visiting from out of town, and so I was gonna spend time with them. They were in Fort Worth. My dinner was in uptown in Dallas, kind of where I live, and so I knew that going into the dinner I was going to have to leave, and I was not going to go to where they were going to go after, and that I was going to go change into something more casual like this, because I was wearing a suit, and I was gonna go into Fort Worth and kiki it up with them, and then, you know, just end my night with them. So I knew that going forward, I knew that I was just gonna go be in the dinner, and then after the dinner I was just gonna leave. I feel like in every single situation there's always a way to approach something, and there's a way where you can be nice and respectable and classy about it, but then there's a way where you can just act like a complete douchebag and act very disrespectful or not in a very nice tone. I think that everything that you say, there's a certain way that you have to say it, and I think the tone and the words that you choose, regardless if you're trying to say the same thing, the way you go about it and the execution of it can be completely different. And so I was at the dinner, I was feeling myself. I was like, you know, I was like here, and then the other girl was here, and then it was the guy sitting next to me, and it was like just the row, right? And so I guess they were planning to go out to a club, right? And they were talking about buying a section at the club or whatever, and the guy put me on the spot telling me, well, Sergio got it, like Sergio got it, right? Like I was like, Sergio got it, he has that YouTube money, he has that Bitcoin money, he has this and has that, and you know, he got it, and or you know, we'll go half or whatever. And I was just like, first of all, I've only met you 3 times, and I'm gonna be honest, half of those people that were in that dinner I don't care for and I don't like, is what I'm trying to say. One of the girls, like really hard for her, and I've done so many favors with her throughout the industry, like a lot of strings were pulled for her, and I just felt like she just really uses me whenever she wants something, whenever she needs a connection. She really just uses me for that, and you know, if we see each other, you know, through mutual, you know, we'll just say hi. But I just find that she's just the type of person that just likes to take and never reciprocate anything back in return. Not that I expect to, but it's good to just be like, send a text message, hey Sergio, how are you doing, versus I need this or I need that. So this has been going on for like 2-3 years, and like a couple months ago I just stopped talking to her, and then that just so happens to be her boyfriend. And so she just started saying that, and it kind of put me on the spot, because like, you're saying it very loudly, and I guess they were expecting me to bunch in to say yes. And so for me, like I said, I'm very privileged and I'm very happy and very comfortable in the way I live, and this was something that I worked hard for. This was, you know, I like 4 years ago I had absolutely nothing. was making $7.25, and so I've been working every day for the last 4 years. And one thing that no one could ever take away from me is that I'm a hard worker, or that I work smart, and I work everything that I have, I work for myself, and that's something that nobody could ever take away from me. And so for me, my biggest pet peeve is that I always hate is, just because I live a very comfortable life does not mean that you should feel entitled to put me on the spot like that. And so I just kind of like ignored it. I was like, no, I don't think so. It was because I was going to have plans in Fort Worth. I was going to drive to Fort Worth and kiki it up with my other friends, and so I knew that I wasn't going to go. So I'm just like, you know, maybe if I did go, and you know, if they said that, maybe I could have just said yes, but I knew I wasn't going to attend that because I had already had other plans. I just agreed to go to the dinner, which I did, and I just, you know, and that was that. You know, I was just gonna go home, change, and then drive to Fort Worth, drive 30 minutes. Kind of repeated it and multiple times, and kind of putting me on the spot in front of everybody. One of the questions that, because I had told this to another friend, was, what did your actual friends say about the situation? And to that I reply was, I think that they were in their own zone. They weren't really paying attention, but it was me and like the next, like kind of like that little row right there, because my other friends were sitting on the other corner. The other girl that I was sitting next to, I don't really know her like that, but I actually genuinely like her, so I kind of wanted to get to know her throughout the dinner. I strongly believe that they did not hear about anything, and they just, you know, everyone just kind of having their little groupie talk, but he did kind of shout it out and say it a little bit louder on purpose. And this is somebody that's over 25 years old. I am 20, so like, not saying that age has to do anything, but like, you're older than me, you know, and you're kind of putting me on the spot. I guess they were just, I don't know if there was conversations prior or before or anything to, you know, just ask Sergio, just ask Sergio, just ask Sergio. He's gonna say yes, he's gonna say yes. Or just ask him multiple times and he's just gonna be like, he doesn't care and say yes, because that has happened before where, you know, if people just ask me many times, I just kind of crack under pressure and I'm just like, okay, I don't care. Here it is what it is, and I'm gonna keep it moving. But recently, I don't know if you noticed, within the last 2 months, well, ever since this year started, I've just been a lot pickier on saying no, or I just walk out of situations, and I'm not putting myself in a situation or in places or in things that I don't want to be in. And I don't care if people think I'm attitude, I don't care if people think I'm rude. I'm protecting my energy and my space, because, you know, things like that, I mean, not that things bother me, but it just takes a toll on my energy for the rest of the day, and I just rather not deal with it. If I don't have to be there, if I don't have to, you know, if there's not being right into my head, I'm just not gonna do it. And that's how I've been recently. And like I said, I've been saying no more. I've been saying, you know, I've just been more myself, and I've been doing my own thing. There's times where I go out by myself and I just have a good time, or, you know, you see me shopping by myself, I have a good time. And I have a couple travel plans that I'm traveling by myself, like when I went to London last year. And one thing about me, you know, it took me a long time to be comfortable with spending time with myself. I always felt like I had to bring somebody. I always felt like I can't be alone. Now, girl, I don't care. I'll do everything by myself. And if anything, I kind of prefer to do things by myself. Yes, I kiki with the girls most times, but a lot of the times I also just like to do my own thing, and I like to explore, and I like to get to know myself a little bit better. One of the times, then he had asked me one more time and was saying, you know, oh, if you don't have the money, just say that. Like, if you just don't, you know, I'll bring some of my other friends and they can just pay for it, and then you can just pay for your part. I guess, you know, inviting everybody else, you know, for free, and then I would just have to pay, I guess, whatever. If it was $500, $600 or $700 for whatever section or whatever they got, I would just pay my part. And at that point, I was already kind of mad, and you could really see it in my face. The girl right across from me was like, are you okay? Like, what's up? And I just didn't say anything. When I'm very mad, I just am very silent, but you can see it in my expressions. That's one thing about me and my dad, is when my dad is mad, he won't say an absolute word, but you can just feel the energy and you can feel the tension. And that was me. And so I got a drink, and I was talking to the girl beside me, but she can also kind of feel like I just wasn't into it anymore. I was just kind of, I was turned off, and I was just like, I don't have to be here. I don't want to put up with this. You know, I want to go to Fort Worth and have a good time. So I gave the birthday girl her gift. I gave her a Ford bronzer. She really liked it. It looks really pretty on her, and nothing against her. Like, I don't blame her, and I do feel bad, and I will apologize for that, because that was rude that I left an hour early. But I just could not be there anymore. I was like, my energy, like, you are making me so uncomfortable right now, and I don't want to be here anymore, so I'm just gonna leave. And so I got my bill, I paid it, whatever, and I told one of my other friends, hey, like, I'm leaving, you know, this is what this is it. She's like, are you still gonna come? And I was just like, probably not, but just text me when y'all leave here. And so then I leave, I go home, I change, and I go Fort Worth, and I meet up with my other group of friends. And let me tell you, that complete environment was so much different. I was more casual, the vibe was there. I mean, where we went was kind of like a Hispanic, kind of like vaquero like type of place, so it was just that type of country vibes, and it was like a little bit in a sketchy area. But girl, I was here for it. I was living for it. We were having a good time, dancing on the dance floor, even though I'm very a stiff person. Like, I can't really dance, but I was trying, and the vibe was so great. Like, all my friends were so nice. Like, they were so happy to see me. It wasn't very stiff. It wasn't very like, oh, like, you know, the vibe was just different, and that's what I was planning and looking forward to for the vibe of the night. And I'm so glad that I followed myself, and I listened to myself, and I was like, you know what, Sergio, you're too good to be putting up with this situation. You should just leave while you can right now, while it's still kind of, because I feel like they were just gonna keep on tagging me, and I feel like even if I did win, for me, that my energy with them was already done. When I was in Fort Worth, my friend texted me, like, oh, we're here, and I said, sorry girl, I'm in Fort Worth, look at my location. I sent a picture of my friends. I'm like, I'm not gonna go. And she just kind of like understood, and I just kind of sent her a paragraph and told her how I felt, and she's like, oh, okay. And then, I mean, we're cool, we have no issues, we're problems, but I told her going forward, all the other little friends that were there, going forward, anytime that they go out, I don't want to be there. I don't want to hang around with them. I don't want to see them. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm being childish. I don't care if you think I'm being selfish. For me, I'm always about my energy and protecting it. And first of all, you don't even know my first of all, this person doesn't even know my middle name, doesn't know my last name, doesn't know anything about me. He just knows that I do YouTube, but they never showed me love. They never like on my videos. They never comment on videos. They never talk about, oh, what video you're posting next. All they talk about is very number wise, and that's about it. So it's not even genuine love or support. It's just kind of like, I just want to know what information I can get out of you. And like I said, recently I've just been out of it. I just don't care anymore, and I'm just feel like I'm just maturing up. And for such a long time, I'm always that yes person. I'm even at work, even with my family, just with everybody, I would always be that type of person. I would always say yes. And you know, I'm always so down to do spontaneous things. I'm always down to do whatever I want, and if I like it and if it fits my energy, like, oh, like you want to have a Sunday fun day, like blah 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 blah, you know, if I don't want to feel like it, I'm not gonna go. If I feel like it, I'm gonna go. Or you know, one thing about me, I have kind of like different friend groups, so I can always kind of bounce around a little bit. I mean, yes, I have my core friends, but I really do kind of bounce around to whatever feels my energy, whatever, you know. I have my going out friends, and then I have more of like my true friends, and then I have more of like, you know, this type of friends. So I have like different friend groups or different people that I kind of go to for different things, but then I also have like that one or two that we kind of do whatever we want. And just to be more reserved with my energy, with my time. And I feel like I was always being stressed. I felt like I was always having to say yes and yes and yes and never speak up about anything, and you know, let tensions kind of build up. And for me, one thing I also realized, if I have a problem with something, I will address it in that moment, or like right after that moment, which was the example, like, you know, when we were talking, when I was already in Fort Worth, I had already told her how I felt, and I'm like, you know what, it is what it is, and I'm just gonna have a good night, and I'm gonna keep it moving. And that's absolutely what I did. Girl, Fort Worth was so much fun. I don't go to Fort Worth that often, but let me tell you, Fort Worth is so much fun. There's so much energy. I definitely love it's definitely more of a yeehaw type vibe, but I just felt like I just kind of fit in, and I was just completely 100% here for it. So if you guys are going through something, if your boss is telling you something, if you have family members that you don't want to see, that you don't care for, girl, it's okay to say no, and it's okay to set boundaries. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with just leaving from a situation and keep it moving, guys, because like at the end of the day, why are you gonna waste your time and your energy when we all have 24 hours in a day? We all have the same amount of minutes, the same amount of seconds in a day. And so why are you gonna spend things doing that you don't enjoy? Obviously certain things can be kind of like like political, like maybe I kind of do have to attend this so this could happen and stuff like that, and being maybe a little bit more calculated. I can understand that, but for the most part, I feel like you definitely need to be protecting your energy. You need to be about yourself and really do what you really feel inside of your instincts. And I've just been listening to a lot more, and that's why I've been more kicking it up. That's why you can even feel it in my videos. My energy's more up. I've been losing weight. I've been buying clothes that fit myself. Like, one thing about me, I've always been self-conscious about wearing regular t-shirts, yet alone a bodysuit that's bodycon and it's very tight. I'm nowhere where I want to be right now as far as my weight, but girl, I've already lost like almost like 15 pounds, and I'm literally feeling myself. If you watch those car vlogs from like literally last year, my face was a lot more wider. A lot of my jeans, like I recently sweat a pair of redone jeans, and those were size 29, and those ones fit me, and you know, now I didn't even fit those anymore. Like I would have to have like a 27 to fit into them. A lot of my jeans fit a lot better from like 2 years ago. Like I'm just really starting to become back on track to what I want. I feel like I had slipped off a little bit on just myself. Like I was still doing things that I love, but I didn't take care of a lot of the back end stuff within myself, and now I'm back in together. I'm managing all these different things, and I find that I'm managing my time, I'm managing my energy, and I'm just doing the thing. I'm living the dream, I'm living the fantasy. And girl, even here in this JCPenney parking lot, girl, I'm still living the dream, point blank period, and nobody can tell me anything. That's what you guys need to be. You guys need to have that, you know, protect your energy and be about yourself and stay true to yourself and keep it moving. Who cares? Kiki it up. And for me, I've always been afraid of rejection. I've always been afraid of no's, and you know, I would always be super calculated about things, which I still kind of am in a sense. But you know, if I want to do certain things, and if I say no, if I get rejected or whatever the case is, I learned from that, and I learned from those things, and I feel like you don't grow as a person if you don't make mistakes. And for me, you know, obviously I try not to make a lot of like reckless mistakes, like, oh, I'm not gonna drink and drive, so I, you know, like that, or reckless mistakes where, oh, I'm gonna go into Chanel and buy a Chanel 19 bag and be just, you know, I'm not gonna do those stupid reckless mistakes, or little mistakes here and there where I'll try certain things. If it didn't work out, it's okay, and then you just learn and you grow from it. So I just feel like for me, I'm definitely going through my growing phase in my life. I feel like I have so much ahead of me, so many things to do, so many things I want to get done, so many plans, so many dreams, and I'm just here for it. And every day me levanto a la chinga. Sometimes I wake up at 6 in the morning and I won't go to sleep until the next day. Sometimes there's days where I don't even get any sleep. There's certain days where, you know, I will sleep in and I will get 12 hours of sleep. There's some days where I'll get 4 hours of sleep. There's some days where I'll go to the gym 2 times. There's some days where I film like 5 videos in a day and I edit them right then and there in a sitting. There's days where I work. There's some days where I'm on calls all days. There's always different things, and I'm just growing and I'm doing the thing and I'm living the fantasy, and I'm absolutely living for it. And I think everything has to do with me protecting my energy, because sometimes I would let energy or be with people that I didn't care about, people that I want to be with, and it would just drain my energy. And when I would go home or when I had other things to execute through the day, I would just feel so mentally drained that I'd just be like, I just cannot do this. Like, I just literally want to watch I just want to watch like YouTube videos. I want to eat a lot. Like, that's another thing. I would eat my problems away too. I would go to Whataburger, and I'm not even lying to you guys, like I would literally eat 3 Whataburgers sandwiches in one sitting. I would eat a large fry, I would eat a large Coke, and I would eat it all in one sitting, and then I would go to sleep and I'd be all kind of like sad or whatever how I felt. And this was even me, like I would even say like up to 6 months ago. And girly, that's not me. That is the old me, girl. If I do want the Whataburger fantasy, girl, it's 1 Whataburger, no fries, no drink some water, or maybe a small fry, and I keep it moving. I just feel like I would eat my issues a lot, because I would always give my energy to the wrong people, and I would always feel mentally drained, always. So girlies, I don't do that anymore, girl. I'm living my dream, and you know, if anybody has a problem with it, then that's within themselves. Like that dinner, if I ever see those people again in my life, you know, I may just say hi just to be polite, because I'm also a polite person, but we're not friends. But I don't also beef with other people. I don't have problems with other people. I learned to let a lot of things go. I'll remember, and I'll keep everything to reference if I interact with that person again. But I'm too busy to be really caring and being super angry or super focused on that. The only reason I'm talking about it is because I wanted to talk to you guys about how I felt. And I also feel like sometimes my YouTube channel is like my own therapist, but I also know that a lot of you guys really take into consideration a lot of the things that I say. And like I said, even if it helps out 1 person or 100 people or 1,000 people within this video, there's YouTube videos that YouTubers have posted 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, things when I was like 15, that from time to time I will go back and listen to it, because I feel like I needed that motivation, I needed that push. And so hopefully, you know, it could just be for 1 person. And if I did that, my job here is done. As long as I can impact 1 person with this video, or like these little card vlogs videos that I do actually talking about real stuff, then I think my mission here is complete, and that's done. As long as I just impact 1 person, even if it's for an hour, for a day, or even a lifetime, it is what it is. And like I said, my energy's just been reflecting really great. I'll tell you this before I head out. I also met this other girl. You know, I was walking out and about, and we just happened to bump into each other, and we just kind of caught up, and she told me how she just switched careers. And I just kind of like, I feel like she was going through it a little bit, and I was right there in the middle, you know, in the middle where people could hear our conversations. And I literally gave her a pep talk for like 5 minutes straight, telling her, you know what, you know, you have to close the book, you cannot go back, you know, you can reference later on, maybe read the back of the book, you know, just to see the little bit of the highlights, but you know, once you close a certain chapter, you can't be going back to that again. You need to move forward, you need to keep going on. Yes, it's hard. Yeah, are you gonna cry? Are you gonna go through the gigs? Are you gonna do this? And I told her, you are gonna go through that, but that's what's gonna shape you as a person. I said, even in a month from now, 2 weeks from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, when you're, you know, in 20 years from now, when you're gonna look back at that and you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna be like, remember when I was going through the gigs, remember when I was going through that. And you know, I'm glad that I pushed forward. I'm glad that I wanted better for myself. I'm glad that quiero salir adelante en mi vida. Helping out a lot of people. I've been giving my good energy. Like I said, even the girl with the Coach bag, she just kind of like seemed like well, whatever. And then when we're talking about our Coach beatbacks, girl, her energy, her aura changed, and hopefully since it boosted her up a little bit more, I hope she gives it to another person. She gives it to her mom, to her cousins, or to her friends, or whoever, and just keep it moving. And that's just how I am recently, and I am here for it, girlies. Like, I'm just here for it. I love to boost people up, great, look great, but I also like to say things how they are. And so, like I said, going forward with those people, they weren't even my friends to begin with. You know, girlies, it is what it is. They can do them. I don't care. I have so much things to be worrying about just in other than that. Friends that were there, you know, I love you guys. If you watch this video, I don't have a problem with you. I don't have an issue with you. I just don't like when people see me as a cash cow and put me on the spot and make me uncomfortable and make me feel, you know, like I did something wrong, or make me feel like shit because I just told you no. Maybe this person has always been around yes people who they tell them yes. And one thing about me is, if I don't want to do something, I'm just not gonna do it. Why am I gonna waste time on doing something that I'm not happy or that I genuinely don't enjoy? Because there's no fun in that. And no, girl, like, I'm living my best life, girl. I don't spend my night with you. I want to go with my friends with Fort Worth. I want to feel the vaquera fantasy. Those are like a lot of vaqueros there, girl, with the little square button ups, with the little polo shirts ups, with the little chalecos, with little cowboy hats. That's the fantasy I wanted to live in. Another thing that I noticed too, I really don't like to, I like to go to bougie restaurants, but girl, for 25 chilies goes, girl. I want some street tacos, girl. I want an elote, girl. I don't know, I kind of like more kind of casual dining. I mean, I think there's a time and a place. Like, maybe when I hit 50,000 subscribers, I'll go to like a very, very nice restaurant. But you know, I'm also down to just let me get some fried chicken, girl, and call it a day. Obviously now I am about my food, I'm more about my proportions, but I'm just like, girl, let's just get this and call it a day. Like, I'm not super picky about, you know, like going to bougie restaurants. That's not my thing. If anything, if I go out at night, and I much rather spend that money on drinks than to go and sit in a restaurant for like 2 hours. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me because I'm young right now. That could completely change. Like I said, you can change your hair, and you can change your clothes, and you can change your mind, and that's just the way it goes. You know, one day I'm love this, one day I don't, and it is what it is, and I keep it moving, I keep it pushing, and I don't really look back unless I have to look at a summary for something, and if I need to reflect on something, and then I'll bounce right back out to where I'm at. I'm always looking for the future. I'm always planning ahead. I'm always seeing, but I'm also living in the moment too. I think sometimes it is selfish to maybe look back, you know, want to do things in so many years in advance, but at least I know what I'm doing for the next 6 months, and I keep it moving, but I also try to live in the moment as well. This is the video that I want to talk to you. I kind of wanted to get this out of my mind. Hear it down below, guys. Have you been put on pressure before? Feel pressure to have this, to keep up with the Joneses, or, you know, to be putting out? Have you ever cracked under pressure? Because like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I've cracked under pressure many a times, but the last couple months since January 1st, girlies, I really haven't been cracking under pressure. I ain't doing something I don't want to do. That's a song by Meg Thee Stallion. There's nothing, if I don't want to do something, I ain't gonna do it. Well, I got other things to be worrying about, and if you feel some type of way, that's on you, because I stand the way I feel like. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to say no. And if somebody has an issue about them, I think the people that benefit most from you are the people that you didn't have boundaries with. And once you set boundaries with them and you see how they change on you, that goes to show you those aren't your real family. Those aren't your real friends. Those aren't your real coworkers. Those aren't your real associates. So, you know, set a little bit of boundaries and see how people take it in. People take it in, and then you'll see how people's true colors are. Because definitely when I started setting boundaries earlier this year, I mean, I've always had boundaries, but they've been a lot more stricter, not as super loose. Like I said, everything's case by case, but you know, I've been seeing a lot of people's true colors just by setting just even like the smallest boundaries. And it's good because then you get to see who's really there for you, who really cares for you, and who's really there with you right till the end. And that's how I am. And like I said, I'd much rather have 5 friends than to have 50 friends. Like I said, I probably have enough best friends that I have in this hand, and then I have all these other people that I talk to and I kiki with, but you know, I mean, they're not the one that I go to when, can you pick me up, and I'm an hour away. You know what I mean? Like, those are the type of friends that I really cherish. It's like, girlies, I'm going through the gigs, I'm here an hour away, or se me ponchó la llanta, like, I need you here right now. Like, those are the type of friends that I want in my life. You know what I mean? The ones that are ride or die, or girl, I need a blood transfusion, you're gonna give me some blood. Thank you so much for watching this video, hearing me talk, hearing me speak. I feel like I wanted to get this out of here. I know these aren't typically your typical luxury or contemporary YouTuber videos. Like I said, there's a lot of other YouTuber videos where all they do is show haul, show haul, show haul, show items. Don't get me wrong, because I do that as too, but I also like to be a real person. I actually really like to talk about my problems. I like to talk about things that I go through, because you know, I'm young right now, I'm going through a lot, and you know, a lot of it's good, a lot of it's bad. I just like to show what I go through, because I'm a real human being. You know, I'm more than just a Coach handbag. I am more than an Aritzia bodysuit. I am more than the materialistic possessions that I have. I am more than that. So that's why I like to show more of my personality, more of my things, and especially now, and especially last year when I got all the love and appreciation, and I really got my big break on my YouTube channel. Because I remember when I first started my channel, when you would get 10 views, 15 views, and those suck when you first start your YouTube videos. And don't worry, I'm gonna make a video on YouTube's right around when I hit 50,000 subscribers. I'm gonna make that one how I started in my little journey. I'm gonna tell you the high school that I went to. I'm gonna show you where I graduated early, and we're gonna go to the first Chick-fil-A that I ever worked at, the Kohl's girl, you know, the hospital that I was born, girl. We're gonna go through all that. Don't worry, when we hit 50,000 subscribers, that's the video I'm gonna do for you guys. But you know, I just like to show me as a person. And you know, sometimes you may just kiki it up with the girls in like a video where you just see, you know, this is my Birkin, this is this is that, and bye, and then they'll just come along and just do this next thing again and again and again. Like I said, I do that, but I also like to show a little bit more about myself as well. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to me, because I really appreciate it a lot. And I just want to say thank you so much, and I cannot wait to 50,000 subscribers. Like, I cannot believe we're almost here at 50,000. Like, it feels so great. I remember last year around quarantine, I had like 10, and you know, now we're having the big 50, and it means the absolute world to me. And you know, like I said, I worked, I put the hours, I've been grinding, driving, filming videos, staying up all night, and I finally feel things are starting to pay off, and I have nothing but love and gratitude for you guys. So muchísimas gracias. Los amo con todo mi corazón, y los miro hasta el próximo video. Bye guys, and take care. I love you all.